Namaste all of you. This is JVN Rahul Sharma, and today I am starting the new session for BMLT 6th semester student. So I am starting the biochemistry, and the topic is hormones. So I am starting the hormones. So first today I will discuss about the classification of hormones, especially, and the mechanism of action, how the hormones act. So hormones are chemical and synthesized and produced by the specialized gland to control and regulate the activity of certain cells and organs. So these specialized glands are known as the endocrine gland. So hormones are the organic compound and directly secreted into the bloodstream from the endocrine gland. So the question is, what are the hormones basically? So as stated above, hormones are the chemical that essentially function as messengers of the body. These chemicals are secreted by special glands known as the endocrine gland. So these endocrine glands are distributed throughout the body, and these messengers control many physiological function as well as the psychological function and health. So cell signaling, the effect of hormones depending on how they are released. Hence signaling effect can be classified into so many following types, like autocrine, paracrine, intracrine, and endocrine. Okay, so type of hormones, to regulate various functions, different types of hormones are produced in the body. So they are classified as follows, like peptide hormones, steroid hormones, and amino derivatives. So these are on the basis of the chemical nature. So peptide hormones are the composed of the amino acids and are the soluble in water. So peptide hormones are unable to pass through the cell membrane because the nature of the cell membrane is the lipophilic in nature, so they cannot be penetrated out. So as it contains a phospholipids bilayer that stop any fats insoluble molecule from diffusing into the cell. So insulin is an important peptide hormone produced by the pancreas, like insulin, glucagon, etc. So second one is the steroid hormones. So they are the lipophilic in nature, so they can easily pass through the plasma membrane and can gain entry into the cell. Okay, so these are the fat soluble and are able to pass through the cell membrane. So like testosterone, so many type of sex hormones, and estrogen, progesterone are the example of the steroid hormones. So third one is the amino acid derivatives, like the T3, T4, and like epinephrine or epinephrine are the amino acid derivatives hormones. So endocrine gland and the hormones secreted at its hypothalamus is there is a, like on the basis of the mechanism of action, hormones are divided into too many subgroup, like group 1 hormones and group 2 hormones. So group 1 hormones basically act by because group 1 hormones are the lipophilic in nature, so they can easily penetrate out in the plasma membrane and may also get the entry and can bind with the nucleus and modify the nucleus, modify the DNA of the cell, and increase the protein synthesis, that is the transcription. But in case of the group second messenger, so they are the water soluble, so they cannot penetrate out, so they use the second messenger to signal out the functions like protein synthesis. So instead of the so group 1 hormones, so group second hormones use the 3-4 type second messenger like calcium, phosphatidylcholine, and the so many hormones have the unknown messenger, so like growth hormones and prolactin. So the second messenger are the unknown for those hormones. So basically the next is the hypothalamus. So hypothalamus basically it is a master coordinator gland in our body. So it controls the body temperature, regulates the emotions, hunger, thirst, sleep, moods, and allow the production of the hormones. So like pineal, so pineal is also known as the thalamus. It produces the serotonin, derivatives of the melatonin. Parathyroid gland also produces parathyroid hormones. Thymus gland, it helps in the production of the T cells, functioning of the adaptive immune system, and the maturity of the thymus. Thyroid gland is produces so many types of thyroid hormones. Adrenal gland produce the hormones that control the sex drives, cortisol and stress hormones. Pituitary also, pituitary gland is a two type, posterior and anterior pituitary. So posterior pituitary gland secretes especially two hormones only, like oxytocin and ADH hormones. Pancreas also also release the two hormones, glucagon and insulin. Testes in males induce the androgen, ovaries in the female induce the estrogen, progesterone. So Now I have talk about the functions of hormones. So there are numerous function hormones do in a body, like food metabolism, growth and development, controlling thirst and hunger, maintaining the body temperature, regulating mood and cognitive function, initiating the maintaining the sexual development and reproduction. So basically the question is why hormones are called the chemical messenger. So predominant role of hormones is that of a messenger. So they transmit the signal from one cell to another cell. So hypothalamus is the part of the forebrain where is a numerous amount of neurosecretory cells are present. So these neurosecretory cells are specialized in the secretion of a hormones called neurohormone. They stimulate the anterior lobe or posterior and the anterior lobe of the pituitary to produce the various hormones. So sometimes hormones act more than a regulator than a messenger. So the change in the level of hormone production lead to the certain change in the body. So types of hormones on the basis of the receptor, as I first recited on the basis of the chemical messenger. So I also recited the hormones on the basis of the mechanism of action on basis on the receptor. So there are two type of hormone. Group 1 they have the intracellular receptor, and group 2 hormones have the extracellular receptor. So in group 1 hormones they are the lipophilic in nature, but group 1 second are the basically hydrophobic hormones, hydrophobic in nature basically. So they are the water soluble. So this topic is over. Now topic was the classification of hormones, and next topic will be connect on the growth hormones or the hypothalamus hormones. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you are getting the concept. The concept is clear to you. So if you have any problem, let me know in next class. Thank you. Namaste. This is JVN Rahul Sharma, and today's topic is the hypothalamus and its hormones. And I will cover also the growth hormones and prolactin in this video. So the hypothalamus is a small region of the brain. It located at the base of the brain near the pituitary gland. So while it is very small, and the hypothalamus plays a crucial role in the many important functions, including function releasing hormones, regulating the body temperature, maintaining daily physiological cycle, controlling appetite, managing the sexual behavior, regulating the emotional responses. So there are the numerous type of hormones the hypothalamus release, and like the number one is the corticotropin releasing hormone, that is all the CRH involved in the body responses to the both physical and emotional stress. So ACTH, CRH also control the ACTH, that is the adrenocorticotropic hormones. Next is the thyrotropin releasing hormone that control the TSH, and TSH also control the T3 T4 from the thyroid gland. So next is the gonadotropin releasing hormones that are called the GnRH. So GnRH production cause the pituitary gland produce the important reproductive hormones such as the FSH or LH. So oxytocin hormone control the many important behaviors, emotions such as the sexual arousal, trust, recognition, and the maternal behavior. Vasopressin also called the antidiuretic hormone. Basically they are releasing from the posterior pituitary gland both oxytocin and vasopressin. So these are very significant for the, because only two hormones release the posterior pituitary, except all hormones released from the anterior pituitary gland. So next is the somatostatin. So somatostatin works to stop the pituitary gland hormone from the releasing certain hormones like including growth hormones and thyroid stimulating hormones. So next question is the what is the pituitary gland? So pituitary gland is a part of the endocrine system. This is the main function is to secrete the hormones into a bloodstream. So these hormones can affect the other organs and the glands, especially your pituitary gland is sometimes called the master gland because it involves in so many processes. So the pituitary gland has the two lobes, anterior and posterior. So only two hormones released from the posterior pituitary, except all hormones released from the anterior pituitary gland. So like so many hormones, anterior pituitary gland release like growth hormone, thyroid stimulating hormones, ACTH hormones, full FSH, luteinizing hormones, prolactin, endorphin, and enkephalins, beta melanocyte stimulating hormones, and the oxytocin and vasopressin and ADS released from the posterior pituitary gland only. So first I will discuss about the growth hormones. So growth hormones is a protein hormone of about 190 amino acids. It contains then that is synthesized and secreted by the cell called somatotropes in the antipituitary. So it is a major participation in the control of the several complex physiological processes including growth and metabolism especially. So growth hormones is also of a considerable interest as a drug used in both human and animals. So physiological effect of the growth hormones. So a critical concept is in understanding the growth hormones activity is that it has a two distinct type of effect. Like direct effect are result of the growth hormones binding its receptor to on target cell, fat cells that are called adipocyte cells. For example, have growth hormones receptor and growth hormones stimulation them to break down triglycerides and suppress their ability to take up the accumulate circulating lipids. Second is the indirect effect are mediated primarily by the insulin-like growth factor, a hormone that is secreted from the liver and other tissues in response to the growth hormone. So a majority of the growth promoting effect of the growth hormones is actually due to the IG1 factor acting on its target cell especially. Okay, so keeping this distinction in mind, we can discuss the major role in growth hormones and its minions, that is IG1 in physiology. So if effect on growth is very complex process. So there is a one it is if you don't sleep you will not grow. So you have to, the sleep is very important and crucial factor for the growing body. So growth is a very complex process and requires the coordination action of the several hormones. So major role of the growth hormones stimulating body growth is stimulate the liver, other tissue to secrete IG1, and IG1 stimulate the proliferation of chondrocyte that are the cartilage cells, resulting in the bone growth. And growth hormones also does seem to have a direct effect on the bone growth in stimulating differentiation of the chondrocytes. So if I talk about the metabolic effect, so protein metabolism, it also increases the protein synthesis. In fat metabolism, growth hormones enhance the utilization of the fat by stimulating the triglycerides breakdown and oxidation of the fat in adipocytes. In the case of the carbohydrate metabolism, growth hormones is one of the battery of the hormones that serve to maintain blood glucose within a normal range. So it also maintains the blood glucose level that is by happening because of the growth hormones. So the control of the growth hormone secretion. So growth hormone secretion releasing hormone that control the growth hormones. That is another factor that is called somatostatin. That is also called as the growth hormones inhibiting factor. Okay, and there is a new word is a ghrelin. Is a peptide hormone secreted from the stomach, and ghrelin binds to a receptor on the somatotropes and potentially stimulate the secretion of the growth hormones. So when talk about the disease state of the growth hormone, so there is a effect of the excessive secretion of the growth hormones is very dependent on the age of the onset, and it's seen as the two distinct borders or disorders. So like one is the giantism and gingitism. Giantism is a result of the excessive growth hormone secretion that being in young children or adolescent. So it is very rare disorders usually result from a tumor of somatotropes. So one of the most famous giant was a named Robert Wadlow. He weighed 8.5 pound at birth, but by the 5 years of age was 105 pound and 5 feet 4 inches tall. So Robert reached an adult weight of 490 pounds and 8 feet 11 inches in height. He died at the age of the 22 because of the giantism. So acromegaly result from the excessive secretion of the growth hormones in adult. Usually giantism is seen in the children and acromegaly seen in the adult basically. So usually result of the benign pituitary tumors and one side of this disorders of typically insidious. So occurring over several years, the clinical sign of the acromegaly include overgrowth of the extremities, soft tissue swelling, abnormality in jaw structure, and cardiac disease. So many. So thank you so much for this growth hormone. So next topic is the prolactin. So prolactin is a hormone named originally after its function is to promote milk production, that is lactation. So that's why we call them lutetropic hormones in mammals in response to a sucking of young after birth. So it has since been shown to have more than 300 functioning in the body. So this can be divided in a number of the areas: reproductive, metabolic, regulation of the fluids. So if I talk about the function of prolactin, so prolactin contribute to 100 of physiological function, but two primary responsibilities are milk production and the development of mammary glands with the breast tissue. So within the breast tissue. So prolactin promotes the growth of the mammary alveoli, which are the components of the mammary gland where the actual production of milk occurs. So prolactin stimulates the breath alveolar epithelial cell to synthesize milk. So component including the lactose, casein and lipids. So prolactin receptors are down regulating mammary glandular tissues during the period of elevated progesterone level, especially during pregnancy. So after delivery, the serum progesterone level drops out and allows the flow up to the regulation of the prolactin receptor on the mammary alveolar cells, therefore the enabling lactogenesis. Okay. So how prolactin controlled in body? So one of the main regulator of the production of the prolactin from pituitary gland is hormone called dopamine, which is produced by the hypothalamus. It is a part of brain directly above the pituitary gland. Dopamine restrains prolactin production, and so more dopamine there is less prolactin released. So prolactin itself enhances secretion of dopamine, so thus it creates a negative feedback loop. So there is a condition that is called hyperprolactinemia. So this condition of having too much prolactin circulating in the bodies, and blood has a increased amount of the prolactin. So the most common cause of the hyperprolactinemia include pregnancy, medication that reduce the dopamine action of the body, thyroid underactivity, benign pituitary tumor, and known as the prolactinomas. Symptoms of the hyperprolactinemia are like unwanted production of milk, disturbance to the menstrual cycles, symptoms due to the estrogen deficiency in women, especially testosterone deficiency in men. Vast majority of the patients with prolactin can be treated successfully using drugs with minimum or minimic action of the dopamine. The most commonly used is, and this is very serious condition actually, but this is a treatable. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope your concept is clear. I have covered 2-3 topic in this video, like growth hormones and hypothalamic hormones and the prolactin. So thank you so much. Take care.